another episode of Thanalysis show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Tony C. How we doing, Tony?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Working on my radio voice. I don't know if you
you've been perfecting the announcer radio voice there, because it used to just be for the guest.
Yeah.
And now you're ordering food that way. You're
Everything. Hello, how are you? I'm Thanasis Antetokounmpo. We love pizza with chicken, not pineapple.
No, you got to really.
I know.
I need a pizza.
Which is pizzas out here? Pizza Hut? No, Domino's. What we got today, Tony?
All right, so we had a plan. So
Okay.
we give people some behind the scenes real quick. So you see the signage behind us. We're recording with one of our great sponsors of the show. In addition,
let me give this shout out.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Thanalysis presented by Gruber Law. One call. That's all.
there it is.
Potawatomi Casino, you can see behind us, one of the first sponsors that really support the podcast from the beginning. And our friends, Carbliss.
A nice little spread for us today too. Not bad at all.
Saturday night.
So we're at Potawatomi, and we're recording this on, like Tia just said, on Saturday night. So the Bucks just played the Hornets on the road.
Yeah.
It was a 2:00 tip on a Saturday, which was kind of cool, but it was very confusing. I knew they played the Hornets today, and I was just like, oh, it's a night game, because most of them are. So we had plans for 4 quarters, and we're still going to do them, but now it's all going to be focused
on the game.
Because
we can talk. We can talk the game, but let's go with the schedule. We'll talk about the game as well. But first of all, I fucking miss it. I'm sorry for my language, but I miss it being out there, bro. I can't lie. I get to see the guys play. Like, I miss it, man. I really do. And this is. You know, I get emotional, but like the love for the game, I really have. Like, I really love basketball, and I really love like competing and winning. You know, I mean, so yeah. But go.
There's nothing wrong with being emotional about it. I think when people don't realize when you are an athlete, right? You've done something every summer, every fall, this time every year, probably since you were 12, 13, 14, right? Your entire life.
Right.
And then you have a bad break. You have an Achilles pop, and it's gone. And I don't think people really like fully grasp that. They just think of like, oh, it's just he's not on the team this year. He's this, he's that. Like, people don't understand the mental that takes on. And like, imagine doing something for 20 plus years, and all of a sudden one day it's like, hey, I can't do this right now. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's crazy, brother. I can't describe it, to be honest with you. I really can't describe it. But let's go. All right, let's get the show going.
One of the questions I did have for you for the 4 quarters, which is presented by our friends here at Carbliss. Last night, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Wow.
There's like 17 questions in this one question here, but we're here to don't sound so excited. I do want to start with just your thoughts on because you were the first interview when this fight was announced back in March. You were the first interview Jake Paul
That's crazy,
did.
right?
That's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Then that fight got rescheduled from July.
Can we, first of all, on social media, on Twitter, by the way, and post this when we'll get on Instagram and stuff like that. Can we get some love when people are take our quotes, our interviews, and just post them and don't tag the Thanalysis show?
That's an uphill. That's a fight.
Yeah, but I appreciate the fans, and I appreciate everybody always saying like, "Hey, tag the Thanalysis show." But keep going.
So I just want to get your thoughts on the fight itself, just from the build up to the actual execution.
It was the three parts of it. The first part is like it was amazing, just the promotion and the business side of it. Bro, they made so much money. Like it's insane.
I think publicly Jake Paul, just from like the Netflix deal, was like 40 mil.
Yeah,
I think Tyson was 20.
It was insane. You could tell by the sponsors. You had like 5 or 6, 7 sponsors only in the ring, right? And then you had all these people that pay, and then they made almost like 18 million, close to 18 million from just tickets.
Just tickets, that's what
so
it was.
It's just nature of the business, amazing, right? Then the next part, the actual fight, the product. I would say that in the beginning, the first round was like explosive. Like my heart was racing. First round, I was like, oh shoot, what's going on? You know, like kind of Mike came out to get like swinging. And Jake Paul was swinging. Then Jake Paul Jake kind of took like 2 steps back. I was like, oh, what's going on? And then it started like trying to break him down, and jab. After looked kind of sluggish, kind of it didn't look like a what you would expect. But to be honest with you, in hindsight, after the fact, this is how you would go, because we all expected that Mike maybe would gas out, right? Be gassed.
That's what I said. It's almost exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah, but not visually though. If visually, like you you see Mike Tyson, the pickup, just the quickness and the reflex.
Well, because all we saw leading up to the fight was all the clips on social, right? And of course, when you're going through training,
threw me off, by the way.
And that's why you kind of, every time you see a 6-second clip on social media, you kind of have to remember what part got deleted. So like Mike Tyson is still Mike Tyson. He can go hard swinging for 10 seconds at a time. But 60-year-olds just can't do that consistently over 8 rounds.
I don't know if it's the age. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know if it's the age.
Did you see his health stuff that he announced?
Bro,
I didn't realize it was that bad.
He's a champion. I didn't know it was that bad, but like he showed up though.
Half his blood transfused. Like
I know
that was only in June. Like
he showed up though. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought from being a sports fan, it was everything you thought it would be, and everyone knew like it might not be the world's best fight in the world. Like it wasn't going to be.
No, but we knew that. Well, that was not going to be like the top of. We're not watching now like Tyson Fury. And
it wasn't Mayweather and Alvarez.
Deontay Wilder. Or you're watching like the. Those kind of heavyweight fights, but like Jake has had stellar performances in every fight he's had, regardless of the opponent, regardless of what he does, he's had stellar performances. Now, this again felt like okay, he wanted to go, but he was kind of scared at the same time. Even though he saw that Mike was gassed, he was scared. I don't think he wanted to engage so much. But then I saw a quote that was like, hey. I was going easy on him because I didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
Did you see that quote?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, sure, I might be wrong.
That's something.
I might be wrong.
I would say the same thing.
Yeah,
hey, if I just be Mike, hey, guys, I know I was taking it easy. I would have said the same thing.
It was dope. It was dope.
No, I thought it was cool, but I did see. So Dame Lillard, big fan of boxing.
What did Dame say?
I think he hit it on the head. So he was on social and he was going back and forth with Andre Ward, and he said Jake Paul versus Ward next.
Oh.
And I think now that Jake Paul did this, right? Like he's fought the old legends. He's fought the MMA fighters turned boxers.
Yeah.
He's 10-1, 11-1 now. Like now you have to go and fight the Andre Wards of the world. Now you have to go and fight those legit.
You want to hear something crazy? And it's not crazy because now it's business.
Mm-hmm.
People want to fight him. They want to make money. They want to fight him. They want to fight him, and now he gets to sit down and say no, yes, no, or whatever.
And he's going to make good business decisions. Like he's a businessman at the end of the day. You had him on, and it was great. You talked about it. Like it's just one of those things. But like now, if I'm Jake Paul and I want to be a real boxer, or he's a real boxer, respected in the boxing community for whatever that's worth.
But this is the thing. Even with this fight, like you can take it however you want to take it, but like it's easy to say if you're not in the fight.
Fair.
The same thing. I get this. Like everybody will say something about the NBA. It's easy to say it when you're not in the NBA. Mm-hmm. It's easy to say like, "What? If you don't get a significant role, you should go play somewhere else." Like, bro, listen, you're not in this. You don't see what we see. You don't do what we do. So if you're out of this, you can't really understand. So it's the same thing. Like these people just made $60 million, bro.
Mm-hmm. You know who you should fight next? You know who you make even more money?
Who?
Conor McGregor.
You think? I don't think Conor will fight him, bro.
There's a payday to be had.
Listen to what I just said. I don't think Conor would fight him at this weight class.
Oh,
he's 225.
There's a lot to work out with weight classes.
He's 220, and I'm not saying that Conor. But first of all, Conor's all time. There's not even the debate when it comes to martial arts and
just fighting.
But there's a reason that boxing and martial arts have weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jake is gonna say like I want to cut up weight and then I want to fight him. So I don't know.
Either way, I think it's fun.
I might be wrong.
Do you know what I was excited for the whole day? Is like I feel like this is one of the few times in my lifetime where it's been like everyone was talking about boxing.
Yeah.
Everyone was looking forward to a boxing match, and that was legit, man. That reminded me of when it was Mayweather, McGregor, or a couple Canelo fights that were real. But I was just like, the world is talking about boxing, and that's awesome. I want to move on real quickly through the 4 quarters here, presented by our friends at Carbliss. Second question being, I was watching the Bucks Raptors game the other night, and there's a million. I wanted to get your breakdown.
That was a playing tournament.
No, that was the NBA Cup.
NBA Cup, Emirates Cup.
I just want to get your breakdown of Brook Lopez, and not from, because he had 29 the following night against Detroit, and I would have made the case that his impact against Toronto the night before was even greater, and I say that because defensively, he might not have as many block shots as Rudy on average. He might not have a Defensive Player of the Year on his resume. But can you explain to fans out there the impact defensively that Brook Lopez makes on a basketball team?
You don't understand. Brook Lopez is a scheme on his own.
Okay, elaborate on that.
What does a scheme means? So a scheme is like, I'll give an example. You know how people be like, oh, today we're going to play, let's say, example, we're going to switch. Or today we're going to be more aggressive with the guy. With Brook, you actually don't need none of it. With Brook, it's specifically like, hey, when the Brook is in the court, we're going to play something specific. I'm not going to say what it is, so we don't give up.
For sure, yeah. Just
details.
Speaking vague terms here.
But it's a scheme. It's same thing with Giannis. It's a scheme. So when those guys play, it's you see a totally different defense. Okay. Now, some guys might be suited for some other guys. Some guys might want to play ISO, might be suited for them. Some other guys want to play post up, or some guys want to penetrate. For guys who want to do that, it's not fun. It's not fun, you know. So I think, like I've lived this. I've played with this team like almost half a decade plus. To be honest with you, it's insane. Like people cannot understand this till they're not there, and that's for everybody. That's for Mom, for Giannis, for me. People won't understand who you are till you're not there, and then it's like, oh, sure, okay.
Well, you just
this is crazy.
Foreshadowed my next question.
Oh. What was your next one?
You saw Giannis's quotes after the.
What did it say?
After he scored 59.
What did it say?
So quick background: Brandon Jennings, who we all know, great, right? He goes to the post-game press conference as a media member. He's got on a suit coat. He goes in there and he's like, Giannis, I got a question for you. Yeah. And he asked what the team was missing without you there.
He did?
Brandon Jennings asked Giannis that. Yeah. And Giannis gave an incredible answer about your character and all these other things, as I know that you would hear.
I miss that. I get goosebumps.
But the quote that he said that caught me, I thought it was just beautifully done. He said, if TA was here, I might have scored 70.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
He gave me too much props. It's all him.
No, because he said that you have an energy that even no matter how the game is going, you're in his chest, in all your teammates' chest. Keep going.
True.
We're not taking our foot off the gas.
So one of the things I would say is that you can ask anybody about this. I push people hard. Like and I do it in a great way too. Like I expect specific standards, right? And a lot of times, like you just being in the NBA is good enough. You just being here, top of the top, ESPN, like it's good enough. But to me, it's not.
It's not. Yep.
It's not. I don't know how to say this. I don't know if it's. I think it's my mom and dad, and I don't know if it's the way we grew up. I don't know what it is, but I never think that's good enough. I think that you can do more. I believe you're destined to do more. I believe these guys are destined to do more. I believe, like that's why he said he would score 70, because I would be like, don't stop, keep going, don't be like you're a machine, like go, keep going, like don't, you know what I'm saying? And same thing for Bobby.
He mentioned he's like you would be on everybody.
Oh yeah, same thing with Brook, like Dame, like
Pat.
I know everybody's like, yeah, man, you guys are great. I am telling you guys are great. But what I'm telling you now, it takes more. Because what people don't understand, and I don't think, people understand this, but I don't think they have this reminder every day. It takes everything. I'm telling you, it takes everything to win.
People don't understand what it takes.
It takes everything to play defense. It takes everything to play offense. It takes everything to get a charge. It takes everything to just win. It takes everything. So once you get that reminder every time, it's easier. Then you're like, okay, I know it takes everything. I got to give everything. I got to live everything out there. So,
I think it's interesting you say that, because the never satisfied and high expectations, high standards isn't just for you in basketball. Yeah. I've noticed that in every single business transaction you do, every podcast clip we post, literally everything. And it's great. Like it's something I wish more people had. Like it's one of those things where like we're gonna make everything great, and that's what it is.
And we haven't touched the surface, Tony. Like we can be so much better, you know. And we started this podcast, you know, just being fun and being like just learning the process. But now it's becoming something bigger and bigger, and you know, I'm all for it.
The last question I have for you in today's episode of the Four Quarters, then we are going to have it's like fight weekend in Milwaukee. We had SmackDown at Pfizer Forum. The world was watching Jake Paul. We have UFC at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. John Jones is fighting. I told people when we're recording this, it'll be out next week. And then Anthony Pettis is bringing legit MMA fights to Potawatomi, to the city of Milwaukee. He's got a cast of fighters here.
I already told you guys. I don't know if you guys can be on my social media. I said it. I was like, hey, it's November 17th, Sunday. I mean, if we post it today, cool. If we don't post it today, we'll post it next week.
People see
it was a Sunday, guys, and the event's going to be amazing.
Our next episode, too, we'll talk about how everything went. But before we get to that, and our guest is related to UFC and everything, but Evan Fournier, who is no longer in the NBA.
Yeah, he plays in Greece.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he sent out a simple tweet, and people started sending it to me saying, "Can Thanasis respond to this?" And all he asked was, "I want to get the quote. It's close enough." He said, "I have an off day in Athens. What should I do?"
Oh yeah, all you need is just hit me up, brother. Just hit me up. Just text me.
So people who can't text you.
So
what would you suggest to tourists
in Athens, really nice. You can go to the beach if you want to. You can go downtown. Acropolis is in the middle. You can literally just walk to Acropolis and all the monuments and stuff like that. Then I would say, and it is, I don't think this is a reach. Maybe it's a reach for other people, but for me, it's not. Like I feel like Athens is becoming like New York. Like so many restaurants, so many places to go, nonstop that you can go eat great food. You know, enjoy that. And I mean, for me, get it off day. Movies, good food, you know what I'm saying?
Sounds pretty solid to me.
Good food, watch a couple of games. If you want to watch games, if you don't want to watch games, cool. You know what I'm saying? Just do something really that makes you really happy. And spend your off day with people who really love you and cherish you. And you do the same for them.
There you go. Do you want to, that was the Four Quarter segment presented by Carbliss, by the way.
Is this the part I'm supposed to talk about my next guest?
Yep.
Okay,
Let's break it down.
Our next guest... He's amazing. I've already interviewed his brother, so you guys we're already familiar with him.
This is the second brother tandem on the pod because you had Brook and Rob. I was about to say it was the first, but you had Brook and Rob.
Anthony and Sergio. So Pettis, you guys are gonna enjoy the interview, the podcast, the show, and please keep following, keep supporting. You guys are amazing. And you know what? Just I'm gonna have all this on Twitter now. I'm gonna give you guys a new number in the next couple of months, that you guys can send your questions directly, and we can have more shows for you guys weekly. Thank you guys. Thanalysis. Welcome to another episode of Thanalysis Show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo. What's up, Milwaukee? What's up, Greece? What's up, US? Man, today I have a special guest, and I've been interviewing his brother. And I was so excited, and I told him I wanted to interview both of them at the same time. We didn't get a chance. He was actually in a camp, but we get him now. And you know I got to give him the intro, right? Representing Wisconsin, bantamweight champion, Bellator, Sergio Pettis.
Yes, sir. My man, you did good.
I'm good?
That's great. I like that.
Appreciate you, big dog. So, off the rip, what you think about Jake and Mike Tyson fight, bro?
You know what? I respect Mike Tyson for going in there at 58 years old. You know, that's a scary thing to do. I just boxed this past weekend, and I was terrified, bro. I was terrified. But, you know, Jake, he's putting in the work. You know, he looked clean. He looked good. I've seen his last couple fights, and I'm very impressed with Jake Paul. Mike Tyson, still a G, legend. Made some money last night.
Some money.
Yeah, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? 20 mil. Sign me up.
Sign me up. Exactly. What do you think? Let's talk about your fight.
Yes, sir.
So how'd you feel? How like stepping in the ring, because the octagon ring.
Yep.
You know, two different things. Same thing, obviously, but two different things.
Same, different. Yeah. You know what? It was cool, man. This year I actually got to go to Japan and fight in June. And I did MMA inside of a ring, so I kind of got the ring feel out a little bit. Yeah. Went to this boxing event, went to Club 11, so I was fighting in the club, and so it was cool, man. A lot of cool people around, and yeah, stepping in the boxing ring was different. You know, it was a little bit of a different feel, a different mentality. The pressure is a little different. There's only two options: hit or don't get hit. So where MMA, I could wrestle, I could do kicks, I could punch, and elbow. Only in there is like hit or not get hit. It was scary, bro.
Oh, okay, but which one you like more though?
You know what? I'm getting older, so I feel like boxing I like a little bit more. It's like not as bad on my knees and my shoulders. Where wrestling, tears up my knee. I tore my ACL wrestling, so I've got some injuries from the MMA game. But boxing, I think it was a little bit more friendlier on the body and that aspect. But the head, you get hit a little bit more on the head.
That is true.
A lot more.
How'd you recover from your ACL?
Man, I just took off. I had about 15 months off. I tore my ACL. No competition, no nothing for a bit. And they brought me back in, had a tough fight, but 15 months off, man. Yeah, it was a rough little go. Yes, sir. No money, no nothing. I was hurting.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I was hurting, man. Yes, sir.
You're like, I gotta get back out there. I need a job.
Man, it was a cool transition for me, because I learned how much I truly love the sport. Because around that time, there was a tournament going on. It was like $1 million tournament. So I was like, just got my belt, about to go. Just got a viral knockout too. I got a spinning back fist knockout. It was like epic. Then I have a chance for $1 million tournament. Bam, turn my ACL. You have no money for a year and a half. Missed out on $1 million. But it taught me a lot of stuff, man. I think injuries are a weird thing,
Of course, it's crazy. I'm injured, and I know I'm mentally tough. And, and people can tell you this about me. Like they'll be like, "Oh man, this guy is always positive, mentally tough, and stuff like that." But like, me going through this injury, like really had to prove to myself, like, hey, I can do this and do this with a smile on my face. And really like attack this rehab every day. Every day,
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. Okay, so now, where are we leaning to? You're a champion, by the way, bro. Bantamweight champion, Bellator champion.
Well, ex-champion. Yes, sir. Yeah, but still.
You're a champion. Once a champion, you're always a champion.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
you're a champion.
that. Yes, sir.
I'm saying now, are you leaning towards boxing?
I still feel like I have some more to prove in the MMA road, as far as I got a belt under Bellator and, I'm happy what's going on. They let me box outside of things. I still feel I want one more belt. My brother Anthony's got 2 belts, and I feel like that's something that really intrigues me, to be the first 2 brothers to hold 2 belts.
Yeah.
So that'd be
family.
That's epic.
That's legacy right there.
Sir.
That's
legacy. Real legacy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you always think, and I say this with my brothers too, right? We all do the same sport. Do you ever think like, man, they look up to me, or that he not only look up to me, but like it doesn't matter the age gap or older or younger, but like he's looking, towards me to see like, hey, like I gotta keep it, I gotta make him proud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. You know how it is when you have that last name. You have a certain level that you gotta sit at. And same thing when I came into the UFC and I was 20 years old. Had my brother a champion at the time, so I was like dealing with a lot of pressure. Put me in the UFC, and it was eating me up for a little bit. But then as I got older, I feel like it was cool to see like how Anthony set this bar so high for me, and then I was like able to get to my level of that bar, and then we kind of pushed each other. Like he saw where I was going, he's like motivated again. As he's getting older to get remotivated, and he had some great things going on. He's boxed Roy Jones Jr. Some cool things. So I'm like. It just was helping me because I lost my last 2 fights, so now it's like kind of making me level up again. So it's cool to have that, man.
What's the biggest you've watched them box? You watched them wrestle. You watched them hit people. Like, what's the biggest thing you've learned, your brother?
I've learned to adapt with time. Is watching Anthony. He's a very independent individual, but a very intelligent individual too. He's got businesses outside the fight game. Mm-hmm. He's been this way since he was a young man. When he was 16 years old, he was working at Charlie's Steakhouse, and within 2 years became the manager. Anthony was a very driven individual.
Got that work ethic. Yeah.
Oh man, he's got that work ethic. He gets it from my mom and my dad. My dad was a hustler. My mom's got that work ethic, and Anthony's a blend of them both. And anything he touches turns into gold, bro. So, it's cool to have that and to see that. And Yeah, man. What a blessing. Yeah,
brother.
APFC, bro. This
APFC
weekend,
is
hey,
crazy,
man,
right?
within 2 years, look what he did. This
I
is
can't
amazing.
wait to see 10 years from now,
Oh
8
my
years
gosh,
from now, like.
bro, I should probably invest.
Yes, sir. Fuck. Hey, man, just out there. First of all, if anybody wants to invest into fighting, you come to the brothers right here, man. Apart from fighting, right? Who is Sergio? What drives him? You know, what is his upbringing? Who are you? Because I heard from your brother, but you know, if you ask me, Giannis and Kostas and Alex, it's four different things.
100%.
If you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was it when you grew up?
You know what? I grew up. I was a short brother, bro. You know, so I had a lot of.
Me too. You know that, right? I'm the shortest in my family, by the way.
I wish I was
6'7".
your short, bro. I wish I was your short.
You know, everybody's like 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
So Alex 6'8.5". Kostas and Jan at 6'11".
Wow.
Okay, my older brother's a little bit shorter than me, but I'm the shortest from the hoopers.
Wow,
from the
that's
hoopers.
crazy.
I'm the 6'7".
6'7" short. That's
Yeah.
wild, man. Yeah, I'm 5'5". So I was like, but
Yeah.
my brother Ant, he's like what 5'10" or 5'11", 5'10". My brother Ray's like 5'9", 5'10". So I just missed the height, bro. I got unfortunate.
Well, you had to wait to. Okay, so tell me the classes a little bit before you start. Like, what's the classes in UFC?
So UFC. So I was fighting at 135 when I start there. So that's bantamweight division.
Bantamweight division.
And then I was a little small for that division, so I went down to 125. I was fighting at flyweight.
Flyweight.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that was a rough, hard weight cut for me, bro. So had to go back up to 35. But yeah, there's 45, 55. Anthony's a 55er and a 170er. Me, I'm like 35er. Yep.
35.
25, 35.
You just said cutting weight. How hard that is?
Bro.
We don't have to. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to do it unless you're injured or something like that.
Yeah. It's really tough, man, especially when you got to make a certain weight class. You know, when I was the champ, I had to be 135 flat. So when I was champion, you get to be like 136, you know. But you learn a lot during the weight cuts, man. You learn a lot during that adversity when you can't eat certain things, when you can't drink certain things, on top of having to train, on top of, you know, dealing with media and the stress of, you know, just life in general. It becomes a lot. But obviously I've done it so many times in so many years, I've got used to it. But yeah, it's
have you ever had like you know, I see all the time. I've seen like videos. That's why the reason I asked you because I was watching a video on Instagram and guys were passing out.
Oh, for sure, man.
Or guys like, you ever had something like that happen to you?
You know what? Not to me. I feel I'm always prepped. I try to prep my body the right way. I've had some scares as far as like things that happened to me that weren't supposed to happen during weight cuts. Like I lost my hearing for a little bit one time, and it was like a year, not a year. It was like an hour and a half. I lost my hearing. And yeah, bro, I was tripping out. After that, I made a transition. Like I ain't messing around ever again. I was being a young man during the weight cut, you know, not taking it serious.
You lost your hearing.
Yeah, I lost my hearing for a bit, bro. It was scary. I was terrified.
Oh, no,
I was terrified. I was just like literally completely lost it. I'm like, bro, what's going on? They gave me some IVs. I rehydrated. Okay. Back to normal. But yeah, I was like, after that, I'm not dealing with that again.
That's wild.
Yeah, bro. It's scary. It's scary. I've seen some hard weight cuts. My brother Anthony had to go down to 145, and tough times, man. Tough times, for real.
Yeah, I don't think they understand how much like sacrifice and what it takes to, you know, they see it and like, okay, I can do this. You know, a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I could go like, yeah, bro, I could step on the court. Yeah. You'd be like, I could step on the court, or like I could step on the ring, or
for sure. Nah. Not at all, bro. I mean, you guys sacrifice a lot. You guys got to be away from your families for a long time and running all day, every day. I'm sure your legs are sore,
people
man.
People don't say this enough. People don't say enough how many times. Forget about now, right? Now it's the top of the top, right? And it's different. But in the beginning, you gotta understand, like a lot of guys who were playing pro didn't sacrifice a lot growing up. Like the movies, kind of everybody going out, all this kind of like none of that. Man. You work out, practice till you get what you want to be, you know? And it's so cliche. Everybody be like, you know, I sacrifice this, sacrifice the other thing. But it's only cliche to people who haven't done it.
100%.
It's like, yeah, I've heard this before. Just for you to be in the NBA or go any other sport or be professional, you got to work hard. I'm like, it's a cliche, this, that. I'm like, it's not, because guys who do this understand it's a reality. Ain't no other way. You know what I mean?
100%. Lifestyle, man. Yes. Lifestyle. Yeah, same with me for my career. You know, I've been doing this for 13 years now professionally, and right when I got out of high school, I went straight into pro fighting, and Yeah, I mean, just the things you learn from this, you know, like you're not as tough as you think you are. You know, it's like you learn how much more you have to grow daily, and I think that's something people lack. You know, they just kind of live their lives daily without testing themselves, really having a hardship. You know, where it's like maybe a run, maybe a sauna. You know, anything. Yes, sir.
Bro, anything.
Anything.
The do nothing that kills me.
Yeah.
Can't stand that. I just not gonna.
I'm a big person on reps, so even if you sit around and you rep doing nothing, you're gonna continue doing nothing. You know, like so. Yeah, man, it's important. We see the reps every day. How important reps are. Yes, sir.
What? So okay, what are you gonna do when you retire? How are you gonna feel about that when you like?
Oh man, you know what? I feel when I retire, I think I'll be calm and cool with what I got going on. I feel like I accomplished the stuff that I want to accomplish, but. I still don't see myself retiring for another like 8 to 10 years.
Yeah,
my body's been really taken care of.
That's
one thing about me. I fight very smart. I do. I try not to take any hits. I haven't been cut on my face. I have 30 fights, not one cut. So I'm a smart fighter, man. I take care of my brain, and I make sure that I'm fighting for longevity. I have a late blooming. We were talking about that earlier. I'm one of those.
Yeah, so
yes,
we were talking about that earlier about like the late bloomers in every sport, right? So talk to me. What is late bloomers in MMA or in boxing?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're seeing it more often. I mean, look at Alex Pereira. He's one of those guys that got into the UFC at 34 years old, 35 years old, and now he's running the UFC. So I would say someone like that is a late bloomer. Someone that that was ready for this opportunity, but it just didn't add up, and things eventually, got to that point where they're ready or they just got the opportunity. Even me, it took a while to get to this level of, being able to even talk to, and people. I was a very shy kid. I was very, to myself. So with this sport and just like me as an individual, I do feel like I'm a late bloomer. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you think in this sport as well, do you think you have to have a little bit of entertainment and showmanship?
100%.
Yeah,
we're at this time in life, where you need that in general. Like
you gotta be charismatic. You can't just be.
Yeah. You gotta be different. I mean, that's why I dyed my hair a little bit. So you gotta be some type of different.
Okay, so who would you say is the most entertaining?
Ooh, Conor McGregor, man. I think one of the guys who changed the sport. Conor McGregor. I mean, Mike Tyson, the entertaining guy. Yeah. I mean, Jake Paul. I mean, you're seeing it a lot. There's some very entertaining individuals. Bro, very entertaining. He's smart at what he does too. I respect it.
You So okay, you watch basketball, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, you know what I did back in the days. Now it's strictly boxing, MMA. So
give me a top five.
Top five.
Super, yeah.
For sure, Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Short like me, point guard.
Okay.
Someone I looked up to. Vince Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Wade. I like Dwayne Wade a lot. Let me see. Kobe Bryant, of course.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Ray Allen. Yes, sir. Yeah, they're all old school basketball players, but that's around the time I was watching.
So is this your like favorite all time?
Oh, I'm saying like favorite all time. Jordan's got to be in there for sure. Man, I switched it up. I'm thinking just like off the top of people.
Okay.
Nah, favorite of all time, Jordan for sure. Iverson's still up there. Vince Carter, I think, still in there. Kobe's still in there. I don't know about Ray Allen being in there. I ain't gonna lie. He's cold though. I do like Ray Allen. He's cold. Man, I'll stick to Ray Allen. He did some good things for Milwaukee.
You stuck with the same.
He did some good things.
Did you always go into like Bucks games?
Yeah, I did. Not too often though, man. We gotta get
you the Bucks games.
Yeah. Lately I haven't been either. I ain't gonna lie. I've been in the house too much, bro. I've been in the house too much.
It's a vibe, and hopefully that we're gonna be straight right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start winning games too. It's gonna be a vibe.
Yeah, man, that'll be fun. I got to get back out there. It's been a minute. I've been too involved in MMA, so that's all I do. That's all I do.
I had a question before because we kind of lost track about your childhood and and stuff like that. What is your childhood? How do you because people be like sometimes like, hey, I just started I went to school and then I intended like martial arts and then I started loving fighting. Yeah. Then I asked the other guys was like, yo, I used to fight all the time.
Yeah.
So other guys would be like, yo, I used to street fight all the time, and that's how I just.
See, I think my story is a little interesting because I wasn't a fighter at all. I was a very shy kid. I was more of a lover. Actually, I told my mom when I was 4 years old. I remember I watched this movie called Blood In, Blood Out, and there was a quote in there. It was like, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And I told my mom that when I was like 4 years old, like, yo, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And it's kind of crazy. Now I love fighting as I got older. Yes. But
Blood in, blood out.
Yeah,
Is that what she?
Man, I can't even tell you who's in that. It's such an old movie. It's like a very old movie, but I remember watching it like as a young kid.
I think I've watched. So this is crazy part now. You're gonna hear. I think I've watched this movie in Greece.
Okay.
And is this movie with what's about those
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Bro, I've watched this movie. It was like a classic, and I used to say to myself, I was like, oh, is that how like the US, like Spanish people in the US, like Latinos in the US? Because I don't know.
No, 100%.
I don't know. So I was wondering and everything, but classic movie.
Classic, bro. Classic. But yeah, man, I was a shy kid. I was very I was short, so I was like to myself. I was like a little opposite of like my brothers. They were more confident and like just I don't know. I had some like self-esteem issues that I had to grow out of, and I think fighting brought it out of me. And just obviously growing up. But yeah, man. My dad got taken away at a young age. I was 10 years old when that happened. My dad was murdered right down the block from us, honestly. So it was crazy times for us around that time. I remember being in 5th grade, and man, I missed my whole school year. My brother Anthony, was going through some things. My mom, she was going through a lot of things. She didn't work for like a couple months, and I was sick for a bit. So that was a big moment for us, where we really got closer together and kind of just kind of grew from that situation, And I think it grew us in the path of being successful, the path of like, we have a reason to live for now, and that's the memory of our father.
Reason to live for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I lost my dad like 2017, and
man,
and it was tough, so tough. That. But like, I don't know, I definitely understand.
Yeah, for sure, man. 100%.
You're so young too, like just gives you another like a different fuel,
100%.
Like some people would say like, I'm motivated. Everybody has their own kind of motivation, but it gives you a different kind of fuel. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. You realize how you gotta live for their memory, and it's important. I think that's like very honorable to respect.
So what was the age you started fighting?
I started when I was like 13 or 14. I did do taekwondo right out the womb. I was like 5 years old.
Now this is my other question. When you're 13, 14, you definitely going to school then.
Yep.
Did you have any bullies? Do you have any bullies?
You know what I
because I don't know if it's like Greece, like in Greece.
Yeah.
Like it's even till now, like we throwing hands. Like it's crazy now. Like I came to the States and this whole bullying thing, like don't be a bully, and I'm extremely an advocate about bullying. Never be a bully. All these other things. But like growing up, and we're kind of the same age too.
Yeah.
So growing up, I remember like where I'm from was a neighborhood which is very mixed. Like I don't know, I think it was the only African family, but we had like we don't have gangs and stuff like that in Greece, but we do have like mafia and stuff like that. So Russians, Albanians, Bulgarians, this a whole like kind of mix melting pot. But like throwing hands every other day.
Oh yeah,
every other day. And this is what I'm asking. So you're 13. Did you have any bullies? No, you didn't.
Nah, you know what's crazy? I grew up doing taekwondo, so I feel like when you get into taekwondo, you kind of learn how to like avoid those situations.
Nice.
Avoid fighting. You learn self-control at a young age, and I never really got into fights. I feel like I got it out at the gym. I'd be fighting with my brothers or sparring at the gym. So by the time like I got into situations, it'd always be like, it's all good. Like divert it. I was very good at diverting stuff. But also, I just feel like I was a chill guy. Everybody was cool with me. So, what I'm saying? I never had any issues with anything.
Yes,
and I was cool with every group and nice to everybody. So
yeah, me too. I was always cool, but they're just my brothers, man. I just have to, just mess with my brothers, man. But I was always, I only smiled always, bro. I never
relax.
Yeah. But so now my question, you said something about spotting, and I keep watching videos with guys like get upset with spotting with some guys. And was it Strickland? Sean, hey Tony, was it Sean Strickland, the one I saw the video and I sent it to you? I was like, why is this guy trying to? I think the guy trying to like twist his arm.
Oh yeah, he cranked his arm and he got mad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So explain that situation.
Yeah, I mean that happens, dude. There's guys in the gym that don't understand. You got a fight coming up and they're just trying to prove a point. They're just training hard. They're not being aware that this guy fights for a living. He needs to make money and they go in there and hurt you. I've been hurt plenty of times in the gym and sometimes it's on accident. Sometimes it's like, we could have prevented that. So, yeah, it happens for sure, bro.
I'd be so upset, bro.
You saw
like
Sean.
I know what it is.
Mad.
I feel like it's like playing 1-on-1 practice. Like, hey, we're finna work out, and all of a sudden you trying to throw elbows. Like, I got a game. Like, literally,
100%.
I'm in free agency. Like, bro. You gotta
100%, just
chill.
like that, just like
okay.
that. Yeah, just like
Okay,
that.
it was just. But apart from your ACL, like, what's the worst injury you've ever had? Though?
You know what? I would say just my ACL, man. I've been fairly lucky. You know, I've had obviously I broke my nose, broke my feet, like stuff like that. Haven't broke my hand, but yeah, just my ACL.
Sure.
Knock on wood,
Yeah,
ACL, bro. That was the turning point for me. You know, I was like, man, this, you know, being healthy is important. Recovering, you know, having rehab, you know, doing
So obviously, I don't want you to give any secrets, but what's your recovery kind of?
My recovery, you know what? I feel like it's something I got to get better at. You know, in Wisconsin, I feel like for me, it's hard to find like the access that I need for certain recovery spots. Sometimes, you know, for the MMA community. But my recovery, man, you know, I'm more of a just like sauna, hot tub, chill out type of guy. You know, like stretching. You know, like a little bit of yoga here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you, from my understanding, like weights is not really a big thing when it comes to fighting. This is because I keep asking people about weights. I'm like, are guys lifting weights, or is it?
Some guys are, but
heavy, or
it's more for me. If I lift weights, it would be harder for my weight cut, so I have to be aware of that. You know, like so I like it's a weird gray area for me. Like I don't want to overlift or I lose speed and I got too much muscle on me and it's hard to make weight.
Yes.
And I don't want to, you know, underlift where I don't have strength or any of that. So yeah, it's like a fine little area. I was working with a guy named Matt Gifford for a bit. He's a good strength and conditioning coach, and you know, I haven't worked with him for a while just because I was just more focused on the MMA aspect, and I feel like more sport specific things.
More sports specific.
Yeah, more sport specific.
I did I don't have it here, but I did a question I want to ask you, and I know you got sorry, I know you got limited time, something like that, but I want you to give me your dream fighting card. Ooh. And give me 4 fights. Your dream fighting card.
Man.
They do it live all time.
Let's see. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Versus who?
Ooh. I mean, I don't know. I think I just like.
Just say the name. Just say the names. I won't fit.
Okay. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson.
Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson.
Yep. McGregor and Sean O'Malley. That'd be cool.
McGregor, Sean O'Malley.
Yep. John Jones. And I guess Tom Aspinall. That's something that I'm interested in. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Before you continue, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
I'm online, right? And I'm looking at like the fights and everything. And then I see that there in the interview is John Jones. Like he's having this fight. And they say like, hey, the winner has to fight Tom Aspinall. And I like John Jones is like, not really interested. Why is that? Is it because...
you know what? I don't know. I don't know if the risk, almost like the risk factor. You know, I mean, you got to think about it. John is like up there in age too, but at the same time, you know, I feel like Aspinall, it would be a good option.
So Tom's and I'm asking because I'm legit don't know. Like
Tom's like top tier right now for the heavyweight division. You know, he's definitely up there. He hasn't fought guys that are on the IQ of John Jones's level or athleticism, but he's a good matchup just because he's been running through people. So. Yeah, I think, you know, like that would be a matchup that everybody wants to see currently.
So let me ask you a question. So Israel, Alex, are they light heavyweights?
Yeah, I mean middleweight and then light heavyweight.
Middleweight?
Yep, light heavyweight. Yes, sir.
It's in between. What is that? That is 220?
205 and 185.
Oh, 205, 185.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird shift, like 20 pound shift. Yeah, it's weird.
And then heavyweights is above 205 plus
225. Yeah, they got to be under 265. So
265. Okay, that's not bad. I thought I was expecting like 270.
Oh yeah, 265. They got to be under 265.
Yeah, that's okay. We walk in 240, so 240 something. So it's cool. 240
for you?
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's crazy. Yeah, I know. I gotta stop.
Nah, I gotta chill a little bit. You don't got nothing to worry about. No weight cuts, nothing.
Chill a little bit, but okay. So that's kind of the area. I was just wondering because I saw the interview. I was like, man, why is he saying But Tom Aspinall is kind of
that is just like it's like what does John really have left to prove? Man, he's the GOAT. You know, he's done everything, bro.
You know what's okay? Can I tell you an experience?
Yeah.
So I met him in your brother's event, you guys' event.
Yeah.
Last event, right? I was there. I don't know if you remember. It wasn't that.
Yeah, the Waukesha. Yeah.
It's a Waukesha. So I made him like, hey, just shake his hand. I'm like, hey man, just it's on, bro. This guy's like I'm from Greece, and we know who John Jones is. It's crazy, right? Bro, he shakes my hand like this, and then looks back, sees me. I'm looking at him. What is he doing? Size me up.
Yeah, he's cool.
Bro.
He's the man, bro.
I'm like, bro, why are you sizing me up? Like, you look big. And I'm like, why are you sizing me up, bro?
I ain't fighting, bro. I ain't fighting. Nah, he's cool, bro. I love John. What a great guy. Great
but I think like looked like he had great sense of humor and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, cool guy, cool dude. We took a couple of pictures. But the funny part was that I was talking to one of my friends. He was telling him like, "Oh yeah, you gonna meet him? He's over there." I was introduced to him. He was trying to ask him a bunch of questions like, "You was in the army?" And my friend didn't want to say. He didn't want to answer. He's like, "He was in the army. I can tell. You got you law enforcement or something like that." So my friend didn't want to say it. And he was like, "No, I'm not from Greece," something like that. But it was fun because it's like I felt like I'm part of another sport. I'll give an example. Like when you come to basketball, you see a lot of hoopers kind of hang around. You're like, "Hey, I know this guy. We used to go AAU together." And it was great to kind of see you guys and John Jones come to Waukesha for the event, bro.
Yeah,
that was dope.
Amazing. Man. I don't think he would.
I can't wait, bro. This is the ABFC.
It's about to go hard, bro. We got Brandon Moreno coming out. Obviously you're gonna be there, so it's gonna be fun, bro.
I can't wait. So, where do you see this going? Do you see this going to like?
Man, I don't know. All I know is what Anthony and his team, they got some great things going on, and they just keep on improving and improving. So I see within the next 5 years, man, I think this can be bigger than what it is currently. We'll see it like being a real feeder into the UFC, a real feeder into these organizations that are paying some good money. Yes, sir.
That's true. Yeah. And I know you have to leave. Final question before we end the show. On your ultimate final card, would you add Pettis versus Pettis?
Nah, I'm good, bro. We fought enough at home and in the gym. I'm good on that. And he's a big boy, bro. He's like,
what do you think of your mom say?
She probably, break it up for sure. She's dealt with it so many times. She's chill. She's like, let him fight it out.
My mom would be like, "Hey," I remember my mom would come watch us play 1-on-1. She'd be like, "Hey, what do you guys do?" I'm like, "Mom, it's basketball. Like, you gotta bump, you gotta play." So no. I'm like, "Mom, sit. We're about to," you know what I'm saying? So I understand.
Hell
bro.
Yeah, that brotherly love, bro. That sibling rivalry.
I'm so hyped because like you got it's rare to kind of meet like brothers who do the same sport, and you know how we feel too. Man. So, and before I leave, like I always do this, like for the fans and the listeners and everybody, I always leave them with a quote or a story that motivates you every day. Anything. For sure.
If you wake up and see your situation, and if you don't like it, or if you do like it, I feel like they both motivate you in different ways. And just keep moving, man. Don't stay still. There's a road out there that you got to explore, and you deserve to see it. So go and see it.
Yes, sir. You heard it from the man, Sergio Pettis.
Yes, sir.
Man, want to thank Thanalysis Show, Thanalysis, Gruber Loves, our sponsors, Thanalysis, Carbliss, Thanalysis, Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. And I want to thank my producer, Tony C, in the background, right? And we want to give a huge thank you to Sergio.
My man, thank you Appreciate you.
Hey, please go and follow Sergio on all his socials, X, Instagram, TikTok, whatever he has. Go and spam it, bro. Follow his journey. He's amazing. He's a great person. Can't wait to have him again here on the show in the season. Oh, and don't forget, please like, share, subscribe. Hey, good or bad feedback, we appreciate both. Thank you guys. You guys have been amazing. Thanalysis, out.
Let's go. Amen.